Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lola again. If you're new here, I make videos related to permanent makeup as well as other things beauty. So today's video is part 1 of 3 where I'll be working on my lovely friend Brittany. This is Brittany, don't mind her, she's a little bit grapey. She's gonna be helping us. We'll be transforming her by giving her eyebrows, eyeliner, and lips. Today's video is gonna be all about the eyebrows, which is part 1. Today for this video, I'm gonna be actually doing one eyebrow with microblading and the other with ombre so that you can see the difference on how it could potentially look in terms of hair strokes versus the powder. Let's begin. So first thing, I'm gonna actually take measurements of my Brittany's face. I do this before I shape anyone's eyebrows because I like to see where the front of her eyebrow should be, where the arches should be, as well as the tails. Okay, so my Brittany has her 3 measurements. If you guys want to know more about how I do my actual 3 measurements, I will be doing another video. Alright, so let's begin. So I'm going to do the first shape for my client. Let's assume that my client wants something very natural. She doesn't like it to be too thick or too arched. So I'm going to keep it a soft arch with a thickness relative to her face. Okay, so we have Brittany's first shape done. As you can see, I kept it very natural, very soft. Now I'm going to actually duplicate this shape to the other side. So this is Brittany's new eyebrows. I've given her one shape on her left side, and then I duplicated it to her right side. I'm going to prep one for microblading and the other one for ombre. Okay, so I'm going to do this eyebrow with microblading. I'm going to make my middle line first though. What I describe as the middle line is the line that goes from a little bit past the front to the bottom of the arch. And I make this line to ensure that my upward strokes and my downward strokes don't actually collide with each other. I'll mark a little bit there, here. And we're going to connect that just like that. So that's my middle line, and now I can start. This is my microblading needle pen. Okay, so let's start. The first thing I'll do for this eyebrow is do the front hair strokes. Okay, so relative to your client, when she's laying down in front of you, you should be nice and close to her so that you're not too far away and uncomfortable. Even with my practice skin, I'm gonna be stretching because especially with a human client, you really wanna make sure you have a 3-point stretch, meaning that you have 1, 2, and 3 fingers stretching the skin. In this case, usually a client's eye is not this close in, so even if I press on Brittany's eye, that doesn't mean that you should press on your client's eye. Anyway, let's begin. That's a little bit too much pigment over here, but that's all right. So I'm actually gonna do the freehand version where I actually do it on clients. Let's begin the bottom ones now. So I've done the top ones that connect to the top. I'll do the bottom ones. Your hair strokes can definitely meet each other. They should not be crisscrossing, but they can definitely meet. At this point, you should be at your client's side. So no longer behind her, but at her side or his side. That's our hair strokes. Let's give that a nice little wipe. I love to smear, as you guys know. Our lovely client's microbladed hair strokes. I'm not fully done with her just yet. This is just my first pass. And mind you, on human skin, it doesn't take this quickly. So you have to ensure that you do multiple passes for your client's skin. But anywho, I'm going to go over some of the parts that I see are missing and fill in some gaps that I see. I see a lot of gappiness here. So I'm going over existing hair strokes. So all I'm really doing right now is seeing any gaps. And do a second pass on these guys. You should only make the cuts if you know you've landed in your existing first pass. Don't make new cuts next to the ones that you've already done. This is very common for a beginner. So you see how I'm securing my place of my needle, making sure that it actually went into the previous cut, then I'm pulling through. Oftentimes I'll see beginners kind of just rush into it and think that they've landed in the cut, but then end up making a new one, which can look blurry and or a little bit messy. So those are the microblading hair strokes. Now what I'll be doing for the side is I'm going to be doing the shading, which I normally do right underneath the arch all the way to the tail. So I'm going to do that right about here, and I'll show you how to do that. Shading, I use a 15 row pin needle, just like that. Nice and tight. Now that's done. So let's start right underneath the arch and carry it all the way down to the bottom of the tail. Yes, it does get a little bit messy with shading. Shading, I first create a bottom line to cover up all these gaps, and then I'll blend it into the rest. So you can see I created a bottom line a little bit. I'm going to keep going though. So I have my bottom straight line. Now what I'll do is I'll blend this guy up. So when I'm doing the straight line, I go sideways, like that. But when I'm gonna be blending this straight line up, I'm gonna go upwards. I will blend it into these little gaps that you see. Here my pressure is lighter because I don't want to make it too dark. All right, let's give this a nice wipe. All right, so we've done one side of Brittany. She has one eyebrow. So this side is the side with the microblading and the shading. Okay, so now what we'll do is we're gonna move on to this side. We're gonna do the ombre, which is a machine method. And so we're gonna be doing the left eyebrow with some machine. All right, so let's begin. I'm gonna be doing my outline first. So make sure you work slowly and make small little strides, so that you don't make a mistake when you're doing your outline. The number one way to mess up your outline is to rush. Okay, so now I'm going to go back up to the front of the eyebrow. With the front, you have to have very little to no pressure in the very beginning, otherwise you won't be able to create the ombre effect. You can start putting more pressure right about here. I'm going to test to see if it took at all. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, so we have our outline. As you can see, my front over here is barely even noticeable because my pressure here is very light. Begin. You can start from the front or end, it doesn't matter, that's up to you. The darkest part of your eyebrow should be from the arch to the tail, which is what I'm working on right now. So I've done from the arch to the tail, and now I'm going to do from the tail to about mid halfway. This next section is going to be a little bit lighter than this section. So I'm almost done the midsection. I'm just going to complete a little bit here. As you can see, I've done from the tail to just about before the front. I'm going to show you guys how I do the front now. With the front, you want to slow down your speed. You want to reduce your pressure as well, just because you don't want to make it too dark in the front. So if you want, if you feel more comfortable, you can actually switch around to the other side, because with the front, you only do one way. You don't do both ways. So when you're pulling your needle, you pull to yourself if you're on the opposite side. All right, so let's begin. I always start with the bottom because the bottom should be darker than the top at the front. And like I said earlier, you're only pulling one way outside of the eyebrow. You want to really have less pressure here. Very light pressure here. You may overdo it if you do too much pressure and too fast. And once you overdo it, you can't take it back. If you want that creamy, soft front, work slowly. I'm sure you can see now why it's really important that your outline in the front is not dark. When you have a harsh line here, you really can't pull off the faded look in the front. Okay, so now we're done. We've done one side with microblading and the other side with ombre. I'll show you the ombre reveal. Ta-da! My lovely Brittany has got her own eyebrows now. Her face took a little bit of a beating, but that's all right. I mean, you know, beauty is pain. Now I'll show you the microblading. That is the hair stroke versus ombre. All right, my loves, we have done Brittany's eyebrows. I showed you guys 2 different methods today so that you can compare the look and the way the procedure is done to both of them, whether you're someone who's looking to get their eyebrows done or you're a practicing artist. Thanks for watching today, guys. This is only part 1. There will be a part 2 where I do her eyeliner, as well as a part 3 where I do her lips. So we're totally gonna transform this gorgeous face. Stay tuned for the next few parts coming out. In the meantime, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment them down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of the permanent makeup industry or just beauty in general, hit that subscribe button. I will be back with more videos very soon. Until next time, love you guys. Take care. Bye.